Hello and welcome back to the Level Cap Podcast, your podcast for things Level 99 games related, and perhaps maybe some things that you may also be interested in that are related to Level 99 games. I am your host, Marco Dos Santos, and with me is, of course, your other host, who I pretend to be a guest every week, Brad Talton Jr., president of Level 99 Games.
Didn't you just say the same thing twice? Like, your podcast for everything Level 99 games, and your podcast for Level 99 games things that you might be interested in? Like, isn't that the same?
Look, like,
guess
last episode...
In the first one, you don't include things they might not... You include things they might not be interested in. But still...
I mean, like, look, in the last episode, you told marketing to fix the slogan. So I tried a slogan that was, like, less misinformative, right? But this one, it's like, I tried to be, very clear that this is just Level 99 Games stuff and maybe some things that may be interesting to them, but it's also Level 99 Games stuff. So, yeah,
that's the same thing. It's the same thing. There's Level 99 Games stuff, and then there's also Level 99 game stuff that you might be interested in, which is a subset of the first set. I'm gonna have to have a talk with marketing personally.
Okay.
This.
Do you fire marketing? Should I just get off this podcast right now?
No, Marco. I just love to hassle you.
It's okay. We'll figure something out. Eventually by like episode 15 or something, we'll have a really cool like subtitle catchphrase to the Level Cap Podcast. And
if you're listening right now, write us a comment with a proper intro catchphrase and subtitle. Let's crowdsource this.
Yeah, excellent.
Get some folks involved,
and then co-opt it as ours without giving appropriate credit.
Well, I mean, we could at least say like thanks for so and so comments, but.
Okay, sure. But down the line, people
but
won't
no royalties.
know that.
No royalties.
No royalties. That's what I meant.
Talk about money.
That's what I meant. It's like we'll give you like internet points or level 99 points, but not store credit.
I think that's proper credit. Store credit is not always proper credit.
That's true. So anyway, Brad, how's your morning been? Like, how have you been ever since the last time we recorded the podcast?
Pretty good. We we were getting back and getting settled in from PAX South. We're now in the process of shipping Millennium Blades, so all the addresses are being verified, and things should go out at the end of next week or at the end of this week. We'll see just how quick it takes, but everything's in Chicago, and it's about to head over to our warehouse in New Jersey, and from there it goes onward to USA and the world and Canada. And then in England, we've already got everything together for the Europe shipment, so we're just verifying our European addresses, and then we're going to mail out everything in Europe. So its set rotation is imminent. By the time you hear this podcast, you'll probably already be playing it, and I can't wait to hear what you think of it. It's pretty cool. We've buried a couple little Easter eggs in there that were a lot of fun to make. My favorite card in the game is the Vampire Count Left Field from the TCG Illuminati expansion.
Okay.
Do you have you ever played Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
Innistrad?
I mean, like, I played some, but I'm not like, I didn't play it when I was really, really young. So it's like, I don't know a lot of like the old legacy cards and whatever.
Well, that's okay. There's a set called Innistrad, which is pretty recently, and it was designed by Richard Garfield, and it has the double-sided cards, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And so each of the TCG Illuminati characters is a reference to a different famous CCG designer and the card game they made. And so the Richard Garfield one, Vampire Count Left Field, is a Magic the Gathering reference, but it's an Innistrad reference. And so like on the back of the card is just another card. And so he comes with a little placeholder card. And it's got like a checklist, but he's the only card. He's the only card on the checklist, and so when you draw him, you pull him out and you put in the other card, and then the flavor text on that side says, and that card says, make sure you get to see my good side, and it says vampire, and he's holding up like a playing card and like a one finger, and then you flip him over, and his eyes are glowing red, and he's holding up two fingers, and he's more powerful.
Oh my goodness. Ah, I love
It's
it.
so good. It's so
I
good.
love it.
Um,
Man, this entire game is
and
just memes. I love it. Meme the
it's
game.
it's great. It's great. But that was my most favorite card in set rotation, and I'm really excited. I think when people see some of the cards in here, they're gonna get a big kick out of it.
I mean, that's the entire game of Millennium Blades, right? I mean, I literally just
Yep.
play Fulton Suitcase so I can talk like this, Yugi boy. I mean, like,
Yep. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, set rotation, and then the promo packs. So I think people are going to be really excited to play the new characters we have, and so tentative work has already begun on a mysterious third expansion. But we will, we'll see. Wait to see how set rotation does before we announce future plans for Millennium Blades. But we're very excited for what the future holds, and I'll tell you more about that after set rotation comes out.
All right, all right. Well, on my side, I guess my week's just been school. I mean, like, I don't really live an interesting life outside of anything I do for this podcast or for YouTube. So, I went to school, I ate food, I went home. That's it. No life.
Well, what is your have you gotten to play any video games lately this week, or
Oh,
any
well,
board games or
of
card
course,
games?
of course. Video games first because the thing about it is that you need other people to usually play board games that aren't single player board game experiences, right? So it's like it's hard for me to coordinate because I usually have to go home and go back to work and do
Well, you can
podcasts.
play online games. You can play some Overwatch or some Civilization, or
That's
that
true.
kind of
Which,
thing.
which is why I've been playing a lot of video games because board games are a problem. You need other people for that. But it's like video games are easy. I've been playing a lot of XCOM too. Because Humble Bundle recently released that deal wherein you get XCOM 2 for $12. So I got it. And it's better than XCOM 1, I think. Like it's not as like comprehensive as Long War XCOM 1, but it's like I think XCOM 2 is pretty good. I really really hate it and I love it at the same time because it's like it totes that line in design and mechanics, personally speaking, in my experience, between a strategy game that has random chance and it being a casino slot machine. Because sometimes that's what
Yeah.
XCOM feels like.
I
Um,
mean, but that's kind of how I feel like that's kind of how Fire Emblem is too. When you bring your unit up to the front and you attack, and maybe they do a critical hit, but maybe they die, and if they die, it's permanent, and if they don't, then it's you got to reload the game, or rather, if they do die, it's permanent, so you have to reload the game, and if they don't, um, but I think if you're playing such a game, you have to treat the randomness as permanent, because you could easily just reset the game and go back and do it again. But
yeah.
if you don't just accept the consequences of the random generator, then it's not really a game at all. It is just a slot machine. You just play until you win.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
that's why I play Iron Man. I don't play non Iron Man because it's like I'm always tempted to just reload previous states and save scum my way to victory. But at the end of the day, that's not a victory that's very fulfilling, you know.
yeah, it's not you may get full clear, but it's not the way the game was intended to be played, and it's not the real experience.
Yeah. I played a game made by the guy who like made XCOM. And it's like a multiplayer game wherein you do PvP and stuff.
What's it called?
Oh my goodness. Wait, I have it here. It's like it starts with a B. It's called Chaos Reborn.
That doesn't start with a B at all.
Yeah, there's a B in it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess there's a B in it,
But
but
yeah.
that describes a lot of words that don't
Yeah,
start with
I'm so sorry. But yeah, Chaos Reborn. Oh, Marco, you liar. But yeah, Chaos Reborn's this game. It's like it's a tactics hexagonal game. And like it's made by the guy who made XCOM. And the thing about it is that it's XCOM, but like you turn it up to 12, not 11, but 12, because all the units in this game have 1 health, all of them.
Huh.
And
I see.
their effective health is just determined by how much they can dodge enemy attacks. So literally,
Okay.
you casino the entire game because it's like your giant Hydra unit technically only has 1 health, but it's quote unquote tanky, so the chance for it to die in one shot is less than, the puny dwarf character that's not really a strong unit. So it's like,
That reminds me a lot of Infinity. There's a miniatures game called Infinity, which is also kind of based on XCOM with this reaction response system. But yeah, it's like that, and everybody has, 1 HP. Some of the real like the mechs have like two HP, but it has that same thing going on as XCOM 2, where the units have line of sight, and once somebody steps in your line of sight, you start automatically shooting at them and such. But a really good system if you want to play a tabletop miniatures game. I highly recommend the Infinity.
Okay,
I
I'll
sound
look into
like
that.
Marco. I highly recommend Infinity.
It's like, and then like you thumbs up, and there's like a shine to your teeth, like ching.
I did that. I did that. You just couldn't see it because we're on the radio.
Oh, of
But I'll
course.
make the swing sound. Ching.
Nice. Have you been
Uh,
playing anything recently?
so it's actually probably more about what I haven't played this week. I decided to break my habit and I uninstalled Heroes of the Storm from my machine.
Oh
Uh,
no! Oh,
so
whoa! What's
no, it's
happening, Brad?
great. It's great because I have time for other things, and so I'm playing other video games, and you know, anyway, because you sit down to play a game like Heroes of the Storm or League, and then it's 20 minutes, and you're like, well, it's time for one more, and then you sunk 2 hours in it, and once you sink 2 hours in a day into something for long enough, then it really adds up, and it was really starting to add up for me. So I decided to take the plunge and uninstall and start thinking about other things. I've been playing Darksiders 2 in my quest to finish all action adventure games. So Darksiders 2, pretty cool. Actually reminds me the most of Legend of Zelda.
Yes,
Have
it
you played the
does.
Darksiders series?
I played Darksiders 1.
Oh, okay. Well, 2
Yeah.
is pretty cool. It feels like it wants to be this loot adventure, but like Borderlands, but there's only like 5 weapons in the game
Yeah.
so far. And so it's kind of strange, like because you're really just building up your stats and your main weapon. So it feels more like Diablo
Yeah.
than it does like Borderlands. But then it feels more like Zelda than it does like a typical hack and slash because there's so many traversal puzzles
Yeah.
and so many tool based puzzles in the game.
Yeah, because Darksiders 1 is literally just action Zelda. Like there's no loot drops or anything. It's just like you get stuff, and then they let you open locked doors, or there's a hook shot or something like that. So like literally it's just Zelda with like God of War on top.
That's pretty cool. Speaking of Zelda, are you looking forward to the newest one? I haven't looked too much at it,
Breath of the Wild.
but yeah, I
It
mean
looks
the
great.
visuals look pretty stunning.
It
So,
looks
but that's
great.
always all of them.
I mean, like, to be fair, like even Skyward Sword was really pretty. Like considering it came out like what, more than 7 years ago at this point. Like it's really
Yeah.
pretty. So yeah, I mean, I'm really hyped for it. At the same time, though, until they get like a bunch of other games that I'm really really hyped about playing, because like all the other games are like what, Splatoon. It's like I'm not into shooters.
Yeah. Well,
So
like I said, Arms looks good. I'm excited for Arms.
oh yeah, I
Um,
like Arms too. I have two of them.
yeah. Wait, no, the game Arms. Ah,
Are
the
you,
sigh.
is this the one with like the springy?
Yeah, the one with the springy boxing game.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks so different than other fighting games, and that gets me excited.
Yeah, and then you're gonna make a board game out of it.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe just a Battlecon character.
punch the other player in real life. That's the board game. That's
Yeah,
so
but
bad.
when the new Smash Brothers comes out, of course I'll have to get it then. So
Oh yeah, that at that point I'll probably have to just buy a Switch. So anyway,
yeah.
let's move on to some other segments. Let's move on to our character of the week. So our character of the week this week is, try to pronounce his name, Brad.
Cesar, did I get it right?
It's, yeah, I mean, like, I guess that's the closest you can get. It's like Cesar.
Cesar Grist.
Yeah, Cesar Grist.
He is so Cesar's a member of the Reliquary. It's an ancient order tasked with collecting dangerous relics from the Dragon Wars and locking them up and away for everybody, or to protect the world. And he's been doing this for who knows how long. He is part golem, so he's been installed with technology to keep him alive. and keep him working. And so he's one of the oldest enforcers. The only people there that are reputedly older than him are the golems themselves, who work in the service of the reliquary, like Enderbit. So he's an old hand, and he carries this big heavy weapon called an Iron Star that is part tower shield, part greatsword, and together with Amon they fight crime. Yeah, that's kind of the whole story.
So they basically go around collecting dangerous relics, and basically Amon wants to lock them up in a vault, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, Amon's job is to actually do the locking up. Cesar's job is to punch anybody that gets in the way of the locking up.
Oh,
So he's the enforcer, or he's the retriever, as they're called, and then Amon is the containment specialist.
and what's Enderbit? Enderbite? Enderbit.
Enderbit's also a retriever.
Okay, so
So he and Cesar actually have like the same job.
so wait, can we talk about some Cesar lore here?
Yeah, sure.
How does he talk? Does he even talk?
With his mouth.
No,
yeah,
no, no.
He does.
It's like, does he talk like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something? Like, is he
Oh,
Terminator?
I like to imagine that he has that kind of a thing, but he's a man of few words. Even in like the main story of the game, he doesn't speak a lot. He is a character that eventually joins Eligor and Schecter on their adventures and helps to defeat the Dragon Queen. But he doesn't speak a whole lot. And he mostly reserves his comments to make fun of Eligor for being too much of a kid.
So he's Auron from Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, he's definitely got an Auron vibe to him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of secrets of his own. He does. You do get to learn the full history of Cesar in the main story of Devastation, but I won't spoil it for you. Just know that he does go way back, and he has a connection to to things in the past that become relevant through the story.
Wait, that means he was probably alive during like the original Centennial War or something, right?
Well, definitely during the original Centennial War. That was only like 300 years ago.
Oh my goodness. So that means he knew Rexan before Rexan was killed. Interesting.
Probably not directly though.
Oh, I mean, like he knew of.
Yeah, he knew of, but like Hepzibah is born just after the end of the Centennial War, or no, it was born, before the beginning. So she actually got to meet Rexan as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, isn't she technically like she's that trope, right? Like she looks young, but she's actually centuries old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's because she keeps like draining people's life and staying alive.
Effective vampire.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, back to Cesar.
Yeah, back to Cesar. Let's talk about mechanics here. What inspired you to make this character? Because based on the way I've played it, Cesar is a lightning bruiser. You know that trope, right? Like he has a lot of movement, quote unquote, but it's situational, and like it's like he has a lot of speed, but he doesn't have a lot of acceleration. It takes him a while to get there, and I really think he's a really interesting character. Because of the fact that he's essentially your typical juggernaut, but he escalates and then de-escalates over the game. So he's kind of like
he like builds and builds and builds and then crashes, and he just loses time and has to just sit there for a turn, reset, and then builds again. And that was I wanted to make a character that kind of was that like what's the word? That this like big scary robotic character that then like crashes and has to reset after overheating. And so it was originally like an overheat mechanic for a robot character. And then we decided to make that robot character Cesar and give him a slightly more human tone, because that seemed an interesting way to subvert the trope of just a big scary robot, since we already had Cadenza.
Yeah, that's true. So were there any like specific inspirations for this character in fighting game terms?
In fighting game terms, I mean, Iron Tiger, definitely.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Was a big inspiration. It's not a fighting game, but like you said, Auron was a big design inspiration.
Oh, really? He was literally a design.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, he even shares the freaking glasses.
Yeah, that was my one worry when Noko showed me the first sketch was that Aaron was a little too on the nose for the character, but I think it works out.
Yeah, I mean, it took me this long to realize.
And I like the hat. I really liked the way the hat turned out, and a little bit of Wolfwood, of course, from Trigun with the giant cross.
Ah,
So,
yeah, like the
but
Iron Star was inspired by
by Wolfwood's like combat cross, but I thought like what if a combat cross was a melee weapon instead of a
gun.
just a giant gun, and so that's when I developed the Iron Star for that.
And just in case any of the viewers don't know what an Iron Star looks like, or any of the listeners, I'll post a picture of an Iron Star here. It basically looks like a pentagon with swords everywhere. That's what it looks like.
It's got a handle. It's got a handle on the back, and you can wield it upright as a tower shield and walk forward, and block attacks as you head in, or you can basically drop it on things. And that's the preferred method of attack is to just pick it up, is to like knock somebody over with the weight of it and then drop it on them.
I kill you with my weight.
Yeah, that's the it's Joel uses one too.
Yeah.
He uses a 6-pointed one, and his is made of a lighter alloy than Cesar's.
I can only assume because
Cesar is really stupidly strong, like a golem. Where Joel's just an ordinary human, and so he also has to carry a bunch of other weapons.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what? At some point, we should really talk about golems. Like, explain what the heck a golem is to someone. I mean, but let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you all the backstory on the golems and Indians at some future point. There's a good bit of it.
Yeah, when we run out of characters. So if we're gonna give the viewers some mechanical tips for playing Cesar, what would you give them?
Yeah. I would say to watch your states and watch what your opponent's building up to, because they're going to be watching how your power curve moves and using your acceleration, your fueled style, and your protection, your I think it's bulwark or suppression. Both of those will give him some defenses on the turn when he's not active.
Yep.
And so setting up for the turn when you're going to have to shut down and reset, and being ready to block an opponent's attack on that turn is pretty important. So, make sure, watch what your opponent's setting up for and try and counter their setup 2 turns ahead.
Yeah, that makes sense. If I were to give any tips, it's that you have to remember that on the beat that you blue screen of death or crash, remember that you actually, it's not like you do nothing. It's just that you're stunned, right? So that means any start of beat effects, which aren't affected by your stun state, still resolve. This means if you're running cards like Burst or Dodge, you will still be able to activate those effects. So I'm not sure if Dodge is going to be changed in such a way that it doesn't work with Cesar the way he is right now, but Burst is definitely still going to be an option at some point for you. So if you want to sort of mitigate what options your opponent can hit you with, especially if they have a really powerful melee payout attack that they plan to hit you with on that turn, you can easily mitigate those options by playing a Burst and dodging back. Just saying. Right. So let's move on to some questions from the community, some 99 questions, and we're around like 1/7 there at this point.
Yeah, I guess so. This is like we'll be up to what 18 or 21 this episode.
Yeah,
this is episode 7.
Yeah, this is aren't you sure? Yeah, it's like episode 7 or episode 6, something along those lines. So yeah, let's ask.
I've lost count. We've been doing this too long.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. Because remember, all the other podcasts, you could count them on one hand. This podcast is no longer that.
Finally reached the two-hand milestone.
Yeah, this is 2-hand prestige. So let's ask you some really quick questions here. If you could pick any single other designer to collaborate with on a game, who would it be? And why?
Another designer to collaborate with on a game?
Yeah.
That's a tough question. I admire a lot of designers. I feel like it'd be unfair to single anyone out. If I could work with another designer on a game, probably Reiner Nietzsche. I really like Nietzsche's design for base games, basic systems. And I think it would mesh well with my skill set, which is designing content. And so with a Nietzsche like base game system, and then with Brad Talton like content design, I think we could come up with a really cool and unique gameplay. So that's my thing, but Nitya probably doesn't need me. I won't have any illusions about that as the world's most prolific game designer.
Hey,
So
who knows? Maybe at some point in the future. So for any of the
yeah.
listeners who might not know, any games that can you like just name drop the games that?
Oh, from Nitya,
Yeah.
there's like Raw, On Guard, the Money. There's like so many. You guys gotta search for them because it's most likely that a game and have already
Yeah.
played is by Rano Nitya.
Oh my goodness,
Uh,
it's like he's that level. Okay. How about this one? If you could go back and change one things about any of the games that you've published, what would it be and why?
Gosh, I feel like these questions get harder and harder. By the time we get to the 99th one, it's gonna be really tough.
Hey, Brad, solve this limit integration equation. That's the question.
So let's see if I could go back and change one of the games. One thing that we did, I think I would have not printed the original special action for BattleCon. I think I would have gone. I think I would
My
have done Force
heart.
Gauge first. Yeah, sorry. Cancel is not good. Pulse is not good. I thought they were good. I was wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a poor choice to put those
Well,
systems in
they
because
were
they're more
good.
complicated than the rest of the game combined.
Yeah, that's fair. But they were good. Like broken. Like they were the best thing in the game. By like
Yeah, but
play
they're
it
just
and you win.
they're too good. They're too good. And they don't do anything. Like they're both stall mechanics. That's the thing. Like if they actually advance the game while being good, then that'd be one thing, but they were good because they didn't advance the game, and that was not good.
Okay, that's fair. And here's the last question that might be interesting for you. If there is any IP that you would love to design a game for, what would it be?
Well, it's not truly its own IP, but I would probably grab Super Smash Brothers first if I had anything in the world available to me. If it was anything that would be
Like a
yeah, Super
distinct
Smash
IP?
Brothers. If it was anything that's an actual IP, I'd probably go for Final Fantasy. And
Yeah.
if it was anything that was like actually in reach for me, like that I could just own, I'd probably go for like Pirates of Dark Water or something.
So
I
you
don't know
guys
if you
heard,
remember that one.
if you guys
But,
heard that, Brad's asking you to let him make a game for you. Just give him the rights to the IP, right? I mean, like, and pay him too, I guess.
I think I could revive Pirates of Dark Water.
So that pretty much does it for our 99 questions, which, again, we're slowly approaching to actually be 99 questions. And at that point, you can stop calling us filthy liars. But finally, let's move on to some
Wait,
news.
people call you filthy liar? Do people call me filthy liar? Oh,
no,
that's terrible.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. If you call us a filthy liar, we'll be very hurt.
Yeah, don't do that. That matters to me.
Yeah, just call us untruthers.
Wait, no, don't call Marco whatever you want to call. Don't call me names. I don't like that.
Okay, call Brad, and then call me whatever you want. Yeah,
I guess maybe we could call you like the Untruther or something. It's kind of like a superhero name.
my
you know?
power is just that I change your facts and replace them with my
You-
own.
Yeah. Yes, you provide alternative facts.
Oh
It's a superpower.
no! Oh no! Let's not get into that. Let's move on to some News 99 instead. So, what are we gonna talk about in this News 99 segment, Brad?
This week, like I mentioned a little earlier, the big news is that set rotation is shipping out.
Yes.
When this news segment hits, we probably will already have set rotation in your hands, or you haven't bought it. So
Buy it.
one of those two things can be corrected. What else is we doing? We'll probably be getting ready to launch our next project, which will be Seventh Cross Exceed. Seventh Cross Exceed.
My heart.
Yeah. The artwork is getting finished up. We've got just a few more character illustrations to do, and that'll be finished up soon. So I'm really excited for this one. It's probably the longest tested set that we've done in. It's certainly the longest tested set we've done in Exceed. It may be the most tested and polished card game that we've ever done. So I'm very excited for that.
Excellent.
And of course, the characters are all the cool Seventh Cross characters that we are looking forward to introducing to you ahead of the Seventh Cross board game the end of this year. I've also made some breakthroughs on the board game. I'm very happy to announce. I think I've got the key mechanic worked out, and now it's just a matter of putting the characters and the content together and building it all into a full prototype. So, looking forward to that.
We're basically filming this or recording this around like February the 8th, just in case you guys didn't know that. And we were actually about to announce the winners for the January art contest.
Yes. We have a really cool selection of art. I liked all the pieces that were submitted. Some of them were extremely cool. The JoJo's Bizarre Adventure piece was really neat.
It is
Obviously, we can't talk too much about it because this is an audio only segment.
Yeah.
But Marco, if you could link to the gallery, we'll have the gallery of pieces and runners-up on our website. So, our winners and runners-up on our website. So you can check out the submissions that we got and leave your own comments. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're all great.
I'm really excited about the results, and we'll look forward to doing this again in a few months.
Yeah, and of course, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, the art will be on the screen, so don't worry about that. But I mean, go there anyway so that you can see them in full amazing resolutions. Yep.
Yeah. And currently our short story contest is going on. We've already received a few entries, and we are looking forward to reading on air the winners of that story contest. So
I'm looking forward to it. And it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for whatever story we get, romantic or otherwise.
And if you're listening to this now, we've probably started our design contest. Is our third month is design a character. So this is probably the easiest contest to enter then, and the rules are up on our website in the contests section. So make sure you check that out.
Yep.
And,
We'll see you guys whenever we see you. So thank you all so much for listening to this Level Cap podcast. And I know you guys enjoyed it because you're still listening to us. And at this point, I would like to thank all of you so much for, keeping up with us and listening to us. And I do hope that you guys give us some feedback on our segments or, what characters you want us to talk about. And do put those in the comment sections down below or literally down below, because regardless of whether or not you're doing it on the website or on YouTube, there's going to be some place for you to get back to us. Again, you'll find links to our social media plastered almost everywhere. So if you want to reach Level 99 Games, me, Brad, whatever, you guys have easy access to us. So aside from that, there's not much else. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
See you next week. Bye-bye.